Great. Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit about. It says in our parsha, remember what Hashem did to Miriam. Right, Lashon Hara has very negative connotations. So we do a little of nasan. Negative causes negative, have negative effects. It's like a person on cigarettes. It says warning, dangerous, whatever. So cigarettes has one problem, and it's taka a problem, right? Nachman said don't smoke. You have enough taibes, you need another one. And in general, it's not so pashta that he's like people think it's healthy. Not so pashta it's healthy. Like whatever people thought it was healthy. It's not a pashta thing. But Lashon Hara is much worse. Some people genetically, it's not terrible. For them genetically, they're okay when they smoke. People that live till old age, and smoking don't hurt them. Most people, it's very detrimental. But there are some people that it's not detrimental for them. So, that might be true about certain things. Also, there were some Yidden who did things with kavanas. And when they did something with the kavana, so what happens is, they had a kavana, the Yidden had a kavana, and they had a kavana. And what happened is that they were able to overcome the detriment. For example, Kaduri, it's very famous, he used to say that he once went to a doctor, and he used to smoke a pack a day. And a Kaduri went to a doctor, and the doctor said that he doesn't believe he smoked ever. He's never been exposed to smoke because his lungs are completely, totally clean.
I heard that he never inhaled the smoke. I heard he just used to puff it and let it go out of his mouth.
I don't know. But the doctor, whatever he did, the doctor didn't believe that he could be anywhere near smoke because he had zero in on him. One time he didn't have his pack, his Marlboro Red, I think he used to get, whatever.
Noblesse.
Noblesse it was, not Marlboro Red.
Noblesse.
I heard the opposite, but it doesn't matter. Lo Mashane, whatever. Probably you're right because he was here before there was Marlboro Red in Israel. But anyway, actually he used whatever he used. His attendant's like, I have a different pack. You want to use that? He's like, I use it. I smoke because I have to be zochet to emotional dictators. He said, but I use what I use. But your thing is, time that you smoke because it's hard. I can't use that. Like your stuff is not going to help me. I need to have the right form. So no problem. Like people are very, they're very holding. I actually met. He's no longer alive. This guy, but I don't think he died of smoking. But whatever he was. But he said that he was also. He said I have in mind the kamas of the kamarna. I'm very connected to the kamarna. That's what he said. And he said, people hack me, I'm smoking, it's bad because I told him I don't want you to smoke in my vicinity, right? You're smoking a lot, I don't want to, it's remote, so he's like, my smoke doesn't hurt you. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm a chav, the kavanas. And listen, he's like, I went to check in the doctor, I'm like, I don't know, I told him I didn't tell him I smoke. I was just like, I mean, you smoke a lot, I don't know, but want to know if I'm okay. He's like, yeah, you're fine. Nothing, no problem. She was like, yeah, I smoke 3 packs a day, no problem. Again, he died very young, but I don't think from that, supposedly, I guess. Whatever it is. But most people, when they smoke, they look at the Torah, I'm not so sure how much that terribly helps them. I mean, like, whatever, you're trying.
Well, Nachman say he's the only one that understood the kavanas of smoking?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe in his generation, maybe he meant in depth. I don't know. I don't remember this deeper either, actually. I don't remember this thing. He said no one else understood it but him. I don't know.
He's the only one.
No, I don't remember this. But again, there are levels and levels and levels. He was talking at a totally different level. But you have to really be somewhere special to know that it's not going to mamish harm you. This sort of thing. But anyway, let's just put it this way. There are ways to mitigate the damage. Lashon Hara, there's no way that you can't really, it kills. It's like, it's a killer, and there's no way that you can't have any kavanas, and it doesn't matter. None of this makes a difference. Lashon Hara is a killer, and you're in trouble. Lashon Hara is bad news. So, the first thing that I'll say about Lashon Hara before we get to Rav Nassan is that in general, the Chazon Ish gave a very important yesod about Lashon Hara. I don't know if I'll tell this story now. There's not that much time, although we're going to go over time, B'ez Hashem. But I guess I'll tell quickly the story. That there were once these Kal Bachrim, that they were in yeshiva, that they felt like there was a Magachir trying to influence the Bachrim there to go into the Israeli army. And at that time, he felt for these Bachrim, and that these guys felt that these Bachrim in that situation was very bad for their spiritual development, to put it mildly. So they didn't know what to do. Like, they got to tell Chacham, he learns what they're supposed to do, speak hard about it, tell someone. But on the other hand, these kids were afraid for them. So they went to Chazon Ish. Chazon Ish, the first time they came into him, he didn't want to talk to them. He had ways of, I don't know if he fell asleep, I don't know exactly what he did, but they found themselves outside and he didn't say a word. Then they came back the next day, the same thing happened again. He didn't want to talk to him. Finally, the third day, it's the same case, the same this. Instead of falling asleep or whatever happened this time, to make it away, and it's not embarrassing. He's not like ignoring them. But on the other hand, mind. He's not talking to them. He's like, okay, who are you? He's like, who are you? Where are you from? Where are you learning? Okay, what have you learned? He started talking to them a little bit of learning, so they were holding a little bit of learning. He said, okay, so let me tell you. He said, in terms of your problem, there's absolutely no problem. Because Talmid Chacham is someone who uses every available moment for learning, and is connected. Rav Hutner points out that the Gemara says, Talmid Chacham, you see him doing a by night, for sure he did tshuva. And he's like, there's not so many Talmid Chacham today. Because when you Talmid Chacham, what? If I did something wrong, I'm going to write with the tshuva. I hope so, but that's something. It's a challenge. It's this. It's not so pasha. People are not. The Alter of Kem would say, Talmid Chacham, forget about it. He said, Halav be a good Amoritz. That's my goal. Good Amoritz. And I want to be learned. It's nothing to do with being learned. You can hold Shas and still not be the Talmid Chacham talking the Gemara. Talmid Gemara is not a pashta thing. Because Talmid Chacham means connection. It's not a pashta thing. Talmid Chacham. What does this mean, Talmid Chacham? So this is the thing. It's not a pashta thing. So Chazal Ish was like, Talmid Chacham is not a problem. He's preparing sure and he's paid. Very nice. It doesn't mean Talmid Chacham. He said, but you have to know something else. He said, one time, he said, when the first Knesset of the Rabbanim, they gathered all the Rabbanim in Europe together. Everybody came together. And all of these Rabbanim, right, were there to hear the different people talking about what they needed to do for their generation, for that, to help people out. And one Askan got up. He was very involved in what people do. He's talking about a certain rabbi who was really, he was making things terribly bad for people. Maybe unknowingly, maybe not knowingly, maybe with ulterior motives, maybe without. It doesn't matter why. But the guy spoke, look, the Chorban, this guy's really strong in the world, and this thing, we have to do this. And he was speaking very strongly. And when he finished speaking, he said, and Chazal said, and everything he said was true, and everything he said needed immediate attention, so as to make the damage, like damage control with this guy. Try to make things better, or stop the damage, or make less damage. It was like terrible, terrible problems. So when he finished speaking, Chaim Brisker stood up. And he said, you're not allowed to stay in this place because people speak Lashon Hara here. And he walked out. And the Chazal said, I'm telling you, every word he said was L'Torah. So what's Lashon Hara? So the Chazal said, it's very simple. If you learn carefully Shmiras Lashon, you find that the Chafetz Chaim says you're not allowed to have a mind for anything but Toelis. You can't enjoy the Dibur. People sort of gloss over that. Oh, Toelis, because I'm helping. It's like, no, if you talk in a superior, like you're better than this fellow Yid, so, well, my friend, you're still over the Yesod of Sinhara. It doesn't help. So she said, I'll tell you, I'm going to teach you how to speak to this guy in a way that's not going to be that you're superior to him, but you're coming from a place of pain. You're in pain because there's a problem and you need a solution. And then you'll be allowed to talk. But you have to be careful how you speak. Someone actually went to Rabbi Yashiv and he said, what do I do? He's like, I need to talk. Someone asked me about a shidduch. I have to call the guy back. But I tell you, like, these guys are jerks, and I really am going to feel really superior. I don't know if I could do it to Ellis. Like, it's going to be to Ellis. It's going to be very good. It's important for the shidduch. But I don't know if I could, like, divest myself completely from the feeling of superiority there. Like, I do it, have in mind only to Ellis. Like, it's a big level. So Yashua said, I'm sorry to say this, but you're mechuyev to call them. And if you are unable, if you are not misgaber to divest yourself from it and feel pain and not feel superior, you're going to get Gehenna or do tshuva for it, one or the other. So it's not going to, you have to do it, but buddy, it's like you're swallowing poison. Okay, have the poison, whatever. It's up to you, but it's poison. It doesn't go away.
You have to say something that's the wellest, but you can't.
But you're going to get Gehenna for it. You can't feel superior. It's not,
well,
look what he did. Look what he did. You know what better. We jerked this guy. Unfortunately, sorry to say. It has to go from there. Because he didn't say it in the right way. He was feeling superior. This guy was.
But he still had to say it.
Doesn't help. He said, you're not allowed to say it because people speak Lashon Hara. It's when I'll be in a sviva of people who speak, he was a very pure person, Chaim Brisker. So you can't want to be around people who speak Lashon Hara. If you can't speak, give it to someone else to speak. Find it yourself to speak it, so it's not going to be Lashon Hara. You can't do it this way. People will learn from you that you're just as bad as him in a certain way because you're making destruction. You don't want to do that. So actually, it's not Lashon Hara is not a pashta thing. So. Rabbi Nachman says every Jew is also the Torah. We will have an also the Torah, 600,000 osios, which actually comes out to be, you probably know the number, 300,000 something osios plus the spaces, coming out 600,000. The spaces, people are sourced in the spaces between the letters are higher than the people who are sourced in the letters, actually. Spaces are even higher. But actually, that's how it comes out. So you have when you talk about a Jew, Rabbi Nachman says you're darkening his connection to the letters of the Torah. So you make it harder for yourself to learn and connect the way you should. So Rav Nosson says that every Jew, he was sourced in. He's right. His main. When you want to reveal Yep. When you want to reveal a nefesh, its goodness, its holiness, it needs covered. RAV Tzaddok actually says that a person who feels completely defamed and shamed and degraded feels like he doesn't want to live. He feels like he has no life. We need a certain amount of feeling of self-respect and feeling like people, like it makes a difference to people, like we exist for something. So that's part of how you reveal the covered, how you reveal the goodness in a neshama. So if you talk lashon hara, you're completely destroying, like you're cutting down this person's ability to reveal a kedusha. So you can't do that. So that's not a good practice. So you have to mechabed, so that you're megala the good in every neshama, and you're megala the positive, and you're megala zikaron kedusha. You want to have holy zikaron, you have holy memory, which means connection. You want to have holy connection. He said, how could you embarrass someone and put him down? He said, you can't reveal the nefesh of that nefesh. You can't reveal. There's a zikaron that can come out. It can't be revealed. That's why you have to remember the Ma'aseh Minyan. Remember Zachor, because we all have a job to come to collective memory. Collective memory means connection to Hashem, because naturally we are connected. The problem is we forget. Right? We forget. Again, Amalek also would say, Lo Tishkach. It's all about forgetting. Amalek is forgetting. And remember, when you talk about someone else, you have to remember what happened to me. Remember that the minute you speak this way, that way, you are making big problems for the Jewish people. You're making it harder to remember, making it harder to reveal the covenant. You have to know how to talk to someone, how to see something. Why are you talking about someone else? What's the point of it? Again, it's very easy. It's a super easy avera lashon hara. Unfortunately, it's very, very devastating, terribly devastating. We have to do our best to try to mischazik, to realize, and again, at least to yearn to keep the halachos. And to try our best not to speak but negative about people, only to see the good, see the positive. Every yid's cheluk hamima, we're all connected. So what's the right? Like the Rishami says, everyone you cut your limb has a problem. It's your limb. You don't castigate it. It's your problem. You have a problem. What are you gonna do? So it's the same thing with the Jewish people, right? It's brought in many places. It's brought in many places. It's really Risham, right? And then actually, that's what happens. You have to be mischazik. And whatever way you can. Not to speak lashon hara, to see the positive of every Jew and try to remember, try to stay connected to Hashem, no matter what.